I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon, everyone. It's me, Highwang, here with Iron Chitlin, and today we're gonna finish off the ruins. Now, I've noticed that you may see that population roster say 27 of 28. I would love to fill that roster. However, I've yet to find anyone good enough for it.
Are you sure you don't need like an 8th Vestal or whatever you have?
See, I would get that, but I haven't seen any Vestals good enough. Also, by the way, for beating this mission, we're tearing out the Prophet's eyeball.
I mean, that work was kind of done before you got here.
I mean, yeah, and we're gonna learn about that in a minute, but still. So the Prophet fight is not changed at all. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it.
It's literally just the same fight with more stats. Great.
Yeah, like as I mentioned before, like what, 10 or 12 videos ago, by this point in the game you're like, man, I really wish they kind of varied it up.
Okay, Highwang. I have to ask, why would you bring a leper to this fight?
In all honesty, I don't know.
You should bring a Houndmaster.
I really should have. I think I bought a leper because he had. I mainly brought him because Leppy himself has an unholy hater, and while he'll suck on the boss fight, just getting there he will make my life a lot easier. Plus, I wanted to.
Yeah, but then you're just gonna have one character constantly chopping at wood, and that's not fun.
Yeah. By the way, I wanted to do this. I wanted to play with the Necromancer's collar.
No, why the hell not?
Now you're probably thinking, Wang, that seems a little goofy, it's entirely situational. Well, look where we are. If there was never a situation to use the Necromancer's collar to kill Necromancer enemies from Necromancers, it's here, in the Necromancer ruins, for Necromancers.
Then why did you bring the Necronomicon?
I honestly don't know what I was thinking with the two Occultists. I think I was mainly wanting...
It looks like a solid plan to me. You could use Abyssal Artillery non-stop, it'll be great.
I think my main logic here was I wanted to use the lantern? Because I got the mission just before this, and I was like, oh man, I get to use the lantern. Who's gonna equip it? I have two Occultists. Lantern's really good though, like, just as a general purpose weapon. Being able to avoid ambushes reliably and ambush enemies is really devastating at this point in the game.
I mean, I never really understood the logic behind more light helps you prevent it getting ambushed. Like surely if you're walking down a hallway with a bright-ass torch, they'd know you're coming. I don't know.
Chitlin, we're in a village where antediluvian horrors are just in our backyard and anything can be possible because reality itself is being fucking distorted. Do we really need to explain this?
Diversion and dalliance await those
I don't know. Like I mean, this entire game is based on like abstraction, so I don't know why I'm complaining about this. That it's just something that never made sense to me. I don't know.
By the way, as I mentioned last video that in general, champion mode dungeons are longer because the average length of a hallway is 5 tiles. That has resulted in me buying a lot more torches.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Because not only is the game longer in dungeons, you're going to be burning a lot more light. And I didn't realize... Oh.
Finally, resigned to his uncommon corporeal resilience, I lured him to the dig. There, I showed him the thing, and detailed the full extent of my plans. Triumphantly, I watched as he tore his eyes from their sockets, and ran shrieking into the shadows, wailing maniacally that the end was upon us all.
See, I like that story.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
the
how do
echoes of his mindless tittering reverberate maddeningly.
Like, how do you defeat a man who could see the future? Show him a future that's fucking awful. But yeah, I thought that was a good story, and you mentioned in this video the job was done beforehand. That's how! And I like that story. It was really good. It was just like, you know, I'm really sick of this guy's bullshit. I'm gonna show him my plan and watch him melt down. And boy was it great. I got popcorn and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say probably the Prophet's my favorite narrative of the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely not my favorite fight though.
Even the cold.
Why not? I honestly like the
seems
I like the
preventing
Prophet fight a lot
passage.
because you could do a lot of dumb shit to it.
I mean, the fight itself is fine. I mean, it's certainly not my least favorite fight either. That of course goes to the canon, but
Yeah, that's the last one.
yeah, that'll be fun for you.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna fast forward that fight.
I don't think I'd blame you.
But yeah, it's really interesting because out of all the quote-unquote new wave of bosses, I call it the new wave of bosses because I was there when they were introduced and I was just like, oh man, finally I don't have to kill the same boss 3 times. Boy, was I hopeful. But yeah, out of the new wave of bosses, the Prophet was definitely interesting because it was a way of it was a neat way to just force your players to go into a gimmick and not meat grinder things.
Right.
Also, kind of an odd fight to run into 2 gargoyles.
I mean, yeah, they're not really threatening at all.
Usually they replace enemies? I've never seen them on their own. It was really confusing.
Well, maybe it was just like a 2 bone guy fight and they replaced them both.
Yeah, who worries about the bones? Just give them the gargoyles, it's fine.
Yeah.
This is the DM at the opposite side of this AI spectrum.
Have there been any games that tried to replicate a sadistic DM with AI?
Do you mean video game or just any game?
Well, video games specifically.
I can't really think of anything, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's a lot of people that... Well, would you think Dwarf Fortress is one?
I don't know. I haven't played enough of Dwarf.
By the way, I killed something with Abyssal Artillery. You happy?
Oh my god! I'm so proud of you.
I just kind of sat there like, oh, finally, Chitlin can shut up.
I mean, I will not, but that is... I'm still happy you used the best skill in the game.
There, Chitlin. I killed something with the worst skill in the game. The only time I could kill someone is when they had 1 HP. Like, even when I was doing playtesting on Radiant mode, I was just like, okay, I have access to a level 6 occultist in a veteran dungeon. This has to do something right. No, it still does 5 to 6 damage on average.
It's a really good skill.
Abyssal Artillery sucks. I don't know what opiates you're on.
Yeah, joke's on you. I'm entirely straight edge.
Yeah, good job on that, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
Continue the onslaught.
yeah, like, man, I know what they were going for with Abyssal Artillery, but it sucks. Like, I love the Occultist, but he is in possession of 2 of the worst skills in the game.
Worldly corruption.
I say 2 of the worst skills because I only just now realized that their stun is also kind of hot garbage.
Well, their stun requires them to be front row, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was bringing this up in the thread, and somebody made up a good point that you could hit row 3 with the stun, but you know who else could hit row 3 with the stun?
Plague Doctor?
Plague Doctor, Vestal,
Vestal.
Houndmaster.
Destroyed.
All 3 of them have the best stuns in the game, oddly enough.
Houndmaster can hit row 3?
Yeah. And he can hit anywhere from row 1 to row 3 with his club.
Waits.
Also, he has the highest stun rate in the game.
In concentration.
I want to say he does, because the Plague Doctor is really close.
Ringing ears.
Well, I know if you get the weighted cudgel thing, for the Houndmaster, he is easily the best stunner ever.
Yeah, but I was doing the math and it's actually really close. I think there's like 5 to 10% in between the Cudgel versus Blinding Gas with the Blasphemous Vial.
Ah, yeah.
But either way, when you get that combination, you can chain stun, which is absolutely devastating. Like, this game was not designed for you to break it over its knee and lock a person up for 2 turns.
And yet, you still can do that.
I kind of feel like they should balance the Hound. I don't want to say balance the Houndmaster because he's like, even though he possesses the best anti-prot in the game and the best stun, I don't think he needs balancing specifically. I think they need to give some of the stuff he has to other people as well, so you don't feel like you're incentivized to bring a Houndmaster everywhere because prot takes up so much of your precious time.
I mean, I think you and I see prot very differently, because I never really see it as, oh, this is going to waste so much time because I'm not actually recording video when I play this game.
That's a good point. Like, I've noticed, like, for the past few videos where everybody was complaining about time, I never thought it was a long time when I was recording, which makes sense, but then when you go back, you're like, oh man, this shit takes forever, dude. Like, watching it back, it does kind of suck up a lot of time. By the way, I am unusually prepared for the circumstance. I have holy water, and there's a random thing that rarely appears here, so I'm trying to figure out who I want to cash it in on.
I was really wondering why you were bringing like 6 holy waters.
I'm mainly bringing it to prevent the blight from the from the prophet.
Really? You bring out the blight?
I'm just, you know, hedging bets. It also helps that there's...
That is like the least effective move he has.
Wealth beyond measure.
I know. But it also helps that there are a lot of curios here that interact with holy water, so I just thought, why the fuck not? Full stack.
Yeah, might as well.
Like, they're not meant for the Plague Doctor's blight, but if I had 4 holy waters before going in there, I'd use it. It's free defense, Chitlin.
I mean, you are sort of getting your money's worth on these holy waters.
Yeah, actually. To the point where I don't know what I want to get rid of.
For that stuff, the shovel.
I thought you were going to say the food. Actually,
no, you still need to camp.
But yeah, I got rid of the journal pages because I should have mentioned this like a couple of videos back. I believe Double Nine put all the journal pages in one go. I probably got the name wrong because I don't have the tab up. I could check, but that would require me to sift through a bunch of pages, but whoever put all the journal pages in the thread, you know who you are, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I look forward to seeing your hastily edited subtitle with the real name in there.
Oh yeah, that's probably going to be the case.
Yeah.
And I actually remembered to give Chitlin reflection, or not Chitlin, Leppy reflection this time.
How am I Leppy? In any capacity?
I don't know, I have brain lag. Also, with with 2 occultists, that means I get 2 15% damage buffs.
Now, do those stack if you cast them on the same person?
The way is lit.
You know, I gotta try that sometime.
We require only the
I also don't know why I'm pointing at my monitor, because you're not on the other side of it.
I am right behind you, actually.
That would be horrifying. Now, before this particular recording, I got really lucky with a confession booth and got a quirk removal, so I was like, But no, I'm not that lucky. All of you could quit accusing me of that.
I guess that one occultist is just left out.
Nah, he doesn't get blessed, and he probably should have. Because now he's the target.
he's the one guy who gets attacked. Oh, man.
Now, I kind
of...
of...
that's right. That's why you brought 2 occultists, so you could just nullify his entire damage.
I mean, we learned this, like, what, 3 months ago?
It was a while ago.
Yeah. Actually, I'd say about 3 weeks ago. But yeah, not gonna lie, he actually gets a lot of really good stuns here. And I really wish there was more stun resist in this game other than a flag. Because, man, this guy gets some on-point stuns to the point where I was like, am I gonna fucking do this? And yeah, I do indeed try to milk him for furniture, but about halfway through I'm like, what am I doing?
You have, like, no inventory space for this.
I have 2 inventory slots.
I mean, yeah, but technically 3 if you throw away the fucking food, but we're not gonna do that. But,
I'm glad you've accepted this as fate. Like, you've accepted this as just a reality. There are 3 things in life that are guaranteed to exist. Death, taxes, and Wang and his food.
The ground quakes.
yeah. I'm like imagining, like,
Powerful blow.
you're getting like a Viking funeral or something, except they just sort of roll you out on a dinner table.
Oh, that's a good image, Shitlin. I like that. So, I don't know if you've been paying attention to my kit on the Barbarian or Hellion Shitlin, but can you see the problem here?
You can no longer use Iron Swan.
Sorry?
You can no longer use Iron Swan.
Yeah, normally that wouldn't be a problem, but there's another issue. I don't have.
I'll have to see the kit again.
I don't have if it bleeds. I can't hit row 3 at all.
Oh, but that's like the one thing you always bring.
Yeah, I was experimenting, and I really shouldn't experiment anymore.
Experiments usually shouldn't happen on champion difficulty. You should, come in with a plan.
I had a plan, but my plan also kind of realized, hey, I probably should have fixed Veloxel.
It's fine. You can still hit him with Abyssal Artillery.
No. I mean, I could, but I can't say I have to resign them to hexing. But in order to make this an absolute cakewalk, I kind of want to resign them to hexing. Though it's really hard when they keep stunning my occultists.
I'm kind of tempted to, like, bring 4 occultists into this fight and just hex him to death.
If you do that, Shitlin, I want you to screen cap the turn timer because I want to see how long that takes. He has 215 HP, and at max, with his kit, a hex will do 3 damage max. So I want to see how long this takes, and I'll know if you're fucking with me, because you can also knife him reliably if you get rid of one of the furniture. And that would
that'll take a while.
Not as long as hexing him to death. Though if you also do that, not only screen cap the turn time, screen cap his negative damage buff. I want to see how stupid that gets. Because I know you could reach about negative 120 by one person. It gets even more nuts with 2 people. Like, I think the best I've reached was I think I hit 196 negative damage with 2 of them. Wow! Okay.
I guess we were just tired of his shit.
Leper was just like, ah, fuck it. Let's go home. Now, I don't know why I was excited about that bracelet. I have one at home. I think I may have been...
It's also not that good.
I mean, accuracy on a leper, period, is good.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh, it's because you're leaving immediately, of course. God damn it. I was really excited. You threw away the food for once in your goddamn life. But then you just fucking left immediately.
For once in my LP, I get the last laugh, and this is weird. Like, this never happens. I'm a little surprised. Is this what it feels like for you all the time?
I never laugh in this LP.
Yeah.
It's just nothing but pain for me.
Now, I believe the Prophet's Eye is a really good accuracy and critical hit buff, but only if you're in rank 4, and it does one other thing, but I can't remember for the life of me.
Was on its way.
I don't know if I can recommend it, because if you're putting something in rank 4, you're not going to attack with it, or it has a reliable enough accuracy to begin with. Still pretty good, like, higher crit rate's just good in general.
Yeah.
It's just something I don't consider as a mainstay. Like, I would consider Wilbur's Flag a mainstay. I might also consider the conch shell as a mainstay, because there's a lot of debuffs on champion mode.
Yeah. Yeah, Siren's Conch is pretty good.
But I don't know about the eyeball. Like, it's a good accessory. I want to use it. I just can't think of a place where. Like, Arbalist for sure, high crit rate is... Arbalist has highest accuracy, but also the highest crit rate, and enhancing it more is just, you know... is just something you want to do. But I can't really think of any other people that I would use it on.
I'm surprised you actually have a decent amount of money right now.
When you do a lot of long champion dungeons, you tend to average 30k a run without the quest reward. So when I do those, I ballpark roughly 40k a run, but that shit goes right out the fucking door.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what I want to do next. The only reason I emptied out the ruins is because it kept giving me really good ancestor accessories. So, Chitlin, what do you think we should do? Should we go to the Weald? Should we finish off one of the other dungeons?
I'm gonna say we go to the Weald. I'm interested to see what the boss or the champion enemy does there, and I want to see you grind your face against a cannon for 8 hours.
That's gonna be, like I said, that's the last boss, but that is honestly going to be the last of the big 8, because A, it's the capstone of the Weald, and 2, I just don't want to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
I remember you mentioned it specifically, and I was just like, wow, really? That fucking sucks, bro. But yeah, we'll see you folks next time, where I guess I'm going to the Weald? Weald. We actually had to look this up on Webster's Dictionary online and click the speaker. It's Weald. Shut the fuck up. Good night.